For normal in-flight operations, all required electrical power is provided by two engine-driven generators. A third generator, driven by the APU, is available in flight. It is equal in size and capacity to either engine-driven generator. Any two of these three generators meet all electrical requirements. With only one generator available, an electrical load management system automatically shuts down some low-priority items, such as the galleys. Let's use the electrical synoptic to show the main electrical components. Push the electrical synoptic switch. Two main AC power buses, left and right, distribute power to all airplane electrical systems. A bus tie and two isolation relays operate automatically to ensure both main buses remain powered at all times. Now let's operate the system. Let's begin with the airplane secured and external power disconnected. Controls for the electrical system are located on the overhead panel. With all electrical power switched off, the main battery still continues to power a few important items through the hot battery bus. These include engine fire extinguisher bottles, the APU fire extinguisher bottle, and the ADARU, as long as the ADARU switch is on. Turn on the battery. The on indication in the battery switch appears, and several flight deck annunciator lights illuminate. Now let's connect ground power to the airplane. There are two external power switches on the electrical panel, primary and secondary. The available light indicates primary external power is connected to the airplane and is of usable quality. Push the primary external power switch to connect external power to the main airplane electrical system. The on light indicates primary external power is connected to the airplane's main electrical system. If no other power source is available, the primary external source powers the left and right buses. With a single external power source, some non-essential electrical items, such as the galleys, may be unpowered if loads are high. Connecting secondary external power to the airplane gives full electrical load capacity for most ground situations. When secondary external power is available and of usable quality, the available light illuminates. Connect secondary external power. Notice the on light illuminates and the available light extinguishes when secondary external power is connected. When both primary and secondary external power are available, primary powers the right main bus, and secondary powers the left main bus. Any two power sources support full electrical loading. In this example, the APU is running but not connected. Let's connect the APU generator to the system. Push the APU generator switch to the on position. Notice that APU power replaces secondary external power. The external power switch changes to available. When the APU is running and primary external power is online, the APU powers the left main bus, and the primary external power source powers the right main bus. The APU generator switch is normally left in the on position at all times. In the on position, APU generator breaker opens and closes automatically. There is no interruption of power when switching power sources, except when switching between two external sources. Remove primary external power. Notice the primary external power switch changes to available. The APU now powers both buses. With only one power source, the electrical load management system again sheds non-essential electrical loads. Re-establish primary external power. Re-establish secondary external power. The only indication of the change from APU power to external power is the available annunciation changing to an on annunciation in the external power switches. Each main engine generator and its drive unit are housed in a single case and share a common oil supply. This combined unit is called an Integrated Drive Generator, or IDG. Each IDG is controlled by a generator control unit, which provides automatic control functions and system protection. The generator control switches automatically connect the IDG to the main buses. The generator control switches remain in the on position for all normal operations. In this position, the on is in view and the breakers are armed for automatic operation. The off illuminates when the breaker is open. Note this is different than the APU switch, which only illuminates with a fault or when the switch is turned off. Now let's start the right engine. The IDG begins to rotate to operating speed. The generator breaker closes, and the right generator off and drive lights extinguish. The right generator now powers the right main bus. At the same time, primary and secondary external power automatically disconnect from the main buses, and the right generator also powers the left main bus. After a few seconds with the APU running, APU power replaces right generator power on the left main bus. When the left engine is started, the left bus tiebreaker opens and the left main bus is powered by its own generator. Each main AC bus powers one utility bus. There are no switches for the utility buses. For normal operation, the bus tie switches are left in auto. In auto, the bus tie breakers keep both main buses powered at all times from any available source in a priority order. The first priority is the associated engine generator when available. Second is the APU generator. And third is the opposite engine generator. External power is the only AC power source not automatically selected. You must apply it manually. Note that both bus tiebreakers are open whenever the IDGs are powering their respective buses. Push the left bus tie switch to position it off. Notice the auto annunciation disappears and the isolation light illuminates. The left bus tiebreaker is locked open with the switch off. Faults associated with the isolation lights are covered in another lesson. However, notice that even though the right bus tiebreaker is open, the right bus tie isolation light remains extinguished. The isolation lights always remain extinguished when the bus tie switches are in auto and the bus tie breakers are performing their normal automatic operation. Reset the left bus tie switch and notice that auto is again annunciated. Both engines are now running, and both engine generators are powering their associated bus. The only indication on the electrical panel is that the generator off lights and generator drive lights are extinguished. The electrical panel is now configured for flight. External power is disconnected. Notice in this normal flight configuration, all electrical panel lights are extinguished. The APU may be shut down. The system uses two power sources to keep the buses powered unless only one power source is available. Any one generator has sufficient capacity to supply all essential flight loads. If only one power source is available, the electrical load management system load sheds non-essential loads. First, galleys and galley chiller loads are shed, and then left and right utility buses. The utility buses power passenger entertainment systems and recirculating fans. Now look at the automatic switching that takes place during the normal shutdown procedure. You have arrived at the ramp. The APU is running and primary external power is available. Let's shut down the left engine. When the fuel control is moved to cutoff, the IDG synchronizes with the bus tie. The left bus tie breaker closes. The engine generator breaker opens, and the APU powers the left bus. The right bus is still powered by the right engine generator. When the right engine is shut down, the right bus tie breaker closes, and the APU automatically powers the right main bus. To keep the main buses powered, select external power prior to APU shutdown. Notice that primary external power now powers the right main bus, and the APU continues to power the left main bus. Now turn the APU off. If the APU is not available, select primary external power prior to engine shutdown. Select primary external power. This causes both generator breakers to open, and primary external power now powers both main buses. Since this is not a through flight, the airplane is secured and external power is disconnected. The main buses are now off. The only remaining source of power is the main battery. In addition to the previously mentioned systems, the battery powers the standby power system, the captain's displays and CDU, and the left airplane information management system, AIMS. Now complete the power down. Turn off the battery. All electrical power is now off except those items continuously powered by the hot battery bus.